Welcome
Welcome
to
to
CAS
CAS
Fair
Fair
2020.
18. Bonjour, je m'appelle Jordan Hakami et ça c'est mon vidéo de CAS. Alors, l'expérience de CAS que j'ai choisie, c'est mon équipe compétitive de basket hors d'école. Ça s'appelle North Toronto Basketball Association. Je sais qu'il y a quelques étudiants à TFS qui aussi participent à North Toronto Basketball Association. Alors, c'était une équipe très compétitive, non seulement avec les autres équipes, mais aussi juste entre les joueurs de notre équipe, car tout le monde veut être sur le starting line-up et tout ça, et puis le coach était très strict avec nous. Alors j'ai commencé avec l'équipe en grade 8, niveau 1. J'avais 13 ans. Alors, so now I'm going to switch to English. And yeah, so I started playing on the team when I was 13, grade 8. And when I first went to the tryout, 2 weeks passed, I still didn't have a call. So I didn't make the team at first. And then it turns out someone on the team quit. So, one more spot opened up and they decided to go with me. And so I put on the team with Francois, who is also in the video. There he is. And Jared Atanasio. And yeah, and then, over the years, Jared ended up leaving the team. And then, so it's just me and Frankie. And here are some of the learning outcomes. So I demonstrated the skills and recognized the benefits of working collaboratively. Definitely, being on a team, you have to work together. Obviously, it's team sport. You're not gonna win it on your own. You have to collaborate, and during our last year, there were some problems with attendance at practice. We were a 12-man team, and then every practice we'd have 7 or 8 guys show up, and only half of those guys were actually working hard during practices. So I learned a lot about team, working collaboratively in a team. And also a lot of planning and initiative was important. My other learning outcome was planning an initiative. And not that I was the general manager of the team, but being named captain at one point, you do meet with the coaches, and there's some planning that goes into it, planning practices, talking to guys on the team, trying to tell the coaches, where they're at, and be someone on the inside, one of the players, so they can really understand how the players are feeling, and what they want to see at practices, and how are they feeling, and what they want to be like in the game, what they want the coaches, what they demand from the coaches, and then also talking to the players and telling the players what the coaches demand from them. So the planning initiative also works into the working collaboratively and how important that was, and some of the benefits of that. So thank you. Have a great day. And enjoy CAS.
Alors bonjour, je m'appelle François, je suis en niveau 5 et je vous présente ma section de créativité pour CAS Fair, le groupe de CAS Fair. Alors pour moi, je vais parler de mon expérience comme Leader in Training ou LIT à un camp qui s'appelle Kyoku Camp. Ce camp est un camp pour les hommes et ça met l'emphase sur les affaires de la nature, les sports et la nature, aller sur des voyages de canot. Et j'ai passé 2 étés, 9 semaines chaque été. Et durant un mois de ces 9 semaines, j'ai été moniteur d'un groupe de 8 enfants. Et durant l'autre 2 semaines, j'ai été en voyage de canot avec 8 autres gars ou sur une île à côté du camp où j'ai passé 2 semaines avec. And so for being an LIT or a co-counselor or CIT, some might know as that, there's definitely outcomes that come out of it and things that you try to work on while you're doing that as a creative person and as for CAS to get creative hours. And so one of my learning outcomes was to identify kind of my own strengths and develop areas of growth. And I think I really did that with my campers, right? So developing games to play because, for my first summer, I had about 11 and 12-year-olds, grade 6 going into grade 7. And that's a tough age, right? And so working with them to try, working on building my own strength of how to keep them entertained on canoe trip was a big one. And, leading them through activities throughout the day. You have to get creative on how you keep them, focused, listening to you, the morning routine, brushing your teeth, putting on sunscreen, there's going to be tough days. Which leads me to my second learning outcome, which is demonstrating the skills that's Jordan's. My second outcome was commitment and perseverance. Demonstrating, grit, perseverance, and working with kids all day long. For the first summer was a little tougher. I had 11, 12-year-olds. Second summer I had 15-year-olds about your age, grade 9 going into grade 10, what you were last summer. And that's a much easier age group. But with my young kids the first summer, it's tough getting through the nights. There's long days where the kids don't listen, and especially on canoe trip going 6 or 7 days, some of the kids don't like it or like it less than others. Some of the kids, you'll face homesickness, you'll face, like a bit of bullying sometimes in certain situations. And so it can be a long day at the end of the day. So what's important is, committing to not showing that and, persevering throughout the day and committing to being, uplifted, and it really reflects on your kids. And if you're in a good mood, they'll be in a good mood. And it really pays off in the long run. So aside from that, I think that was my, creative experience as a co-counselor for Kyoku. And I hope you enjoy the rest of CAS Fair, and I will be passing you on to Gabe Pereira.
Bonjour tout le monde qui regarde cette vidéo. Alors aujourd'hui, je vais vous présenter ma expérience avec CAS. Alors j'étais un coach de soccer pour les enfants désavantagés, pour les maisons avec peu de revenus et aussi des immigrants, des réfugiés. Alors j'ai fait cela pour longtemps et j'étais un coach pour tous ces enfants et j'ai aidé les autres coachs et les membres pour organiser des événements. Par exemple, un coach du Toronto FC est venu parler à les coachs et aux enfants et nous dire comment on doit coach et comment on doit parler avec les athlètes pour les améliorer et assurer qu'ils développent. Je crois que c'est très important dans chaque effort. Alors, I'm going to switch to English now. So my 2 learning outcomes in my CAS experience as a soccer coach for LTSB Not Soccer were first global engagement and 2 ethics choices and actions. So for global engagement, many of the kids who work at or who go to Nutmeg actually aren't from Canada, so English is not their first language a lot of the time, and soccer is a sport that is very widely played in like Latin American countries. So a lot of the kids come from Latin American backgrounds, speaking languages such as Spanish and Portuguese. I speak both Spanish and Portuguese, so it works out really well. So my global engagement was a lot of the times these kids would feel homesick. These kids would feel, you know, like they wanted to go home. They just weren't enjoying their experience. Thanks, Jordan, for your input. And so I would speak to them in their, you know, first language, be it Spanish or Portuguese. And a lot of the time, this would help them to kind of integrate themselves better into the experiences because they feel more comfortable with me as a coach and with all the other participants, and so they feel more at home, they feel more welcome, and I think that's essential. It's essential to feel comfortable and yet to feel challenged, to develop the best competitive environment. And so that was generally, I think that encompasses my global engagement. You know, we had a lot of, you know, just a lot of people from all over the world, and that was definitely key aspects as far as my head coaches were concerned in communicating with these kids and getting the ideas through, etc. So my second thing, obviously, was ethics and choices of action. So many of the kids actually don't have biological parents, and a lot of them just have legal guardians. So what happens is you have to be very careful around them, not to say like, oh dude, what about like, oh you want to like me to call your mom or your dad, and you have to say like, would you like me to call your legal guardian, see if anything's okay? That was like an action and a choice that you had to be constantly making, and it doesn't sound that difficult, but in practice it was actually pretty tough to refrain every single time from saying that, because you could hit a sensitive spot and, you know, the kid could just start crying, go crazy, whatever, and you never want that to happen. So go crazy, I think, exaggeration. However, so the ethics and choice of action also comes into play when a lot of the kids would be fighting over, you know, what's going on. You'd have to go in, and as a coach and as like a superior figure, you'd have to go in there and you have to listen to both arguments, listen to both sides of what happened, and you have to understand what's the best possible outcome. How should you go about this? Who's in the right, who's in the wrong, and more importantly, how do we fix the situation? How do we assess it? So I think that was definitely in ethics and choice of actions that was important. A lot of kids would get seriously hurt, or they get seriously mad, and you have to sit down. Like, you have to be ethical and be like, yo, like, this is what, you know, people are going to do this to you, and like, you're going to face obstacles, and this is how you overcome them. So overall, I had a really positive experience coaching for my LPSP Nutmeg Soccer, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, so enjoy CAS Fair. I think you guys will have a good experience too. If you don't do it too last minute. Good stuff. Okay, bye.
Alright.
So CAS, it's just been such a journey. I'm so emotional. I'm just gonna pass it on.
CAS has been a huge part of our lives. We don't really know what we're gonna do without it.
Yeah, and not even CAS, more specifically just this video, CAS Fair video. I've never been so touched in such a short period of time.
It's definitely been a journey. It's been a process. It's been beautiful in all aspects.
I think we've grown as a group.
For sure, I think.
Growth.
Yeah.
Happened.
You know, IDB, grade 6 taught us well for group projects. That
Grade
was
7.
huge.
And grade 6.
Shout out to Madam Tiffany.
Shout out to Mr. Rayburn.
And you know, we're gonna really miss it.
Alright, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you, guys. Goodbye, guys.